So I'm at Bishopthorpe. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I thought I might launch from here. Now there's normally a concrete jetty there, but as you can see, with the river level's been a bit higher at the moment, that's currently underwater, and access here is going to be a bit muddy, and I haven't really got the right footwear for this. I could effectively put the boat in there, it is shallow, and paddle round, but I just think that mud's quite deep and slippery, and I just think it's going to end up being a mess. What to do? I think I'm going to go and have a look down at the mooring and landing at Acaster Malbis, because I wanted to check that out anyway. So this morning's plan of paddling from here to town might be a bit scuppered. As you can see, it's beautiful, the sun's about rising now. Okay, Acaster Malbis, here we go. Good morning, inflatable fans. So, after going to Bishopthorpe and realising I can't launch there today, I've come down to Acaster Malbis. There's this nice little pontoon here, floating jetty. Yeah, there's a bit of a current on the river, but it's pretty placid. So I think I'm going to get the boat ready and have a paddle from here. Let's get paddling. Right, paddlers, we're on. Let's get paddling. First time on the Ouse. Did 10 miles yesterday on Selby Canal. Not planning on being quite as adventurous today. Feels like the wind is going to be in my favour coming back. There's some nice riverside properties over there, isn't there? So it's just after 7 o'clock now. This is the River Ouse. We're paddling upriver from Acaster Malbis. And it's about 4.5 miles to the town centre. Now that's 4.5 miles by road, and as you may well be aware, rivers tend to wind a little bit more than roads, so it could well be a little bit longer, and I might not make it to town today. I don't have any fixed objective. And whilst I did have a fixed objective initially of paddling from Bishopthorpe to town, I'm quite happy just to have a little paddle from Acaster Malbis, because I actually wanted to see if I could launch here. So today's worked out alright. I wanted to do a bit of a recce. Darren and I, when we were out yesterday, we're actually talking about doing a shuttle paddle all the way from where the Ouse starts and joins the Ure, where the Ure joins the Ouse, I should say, at Aldwark, and then paddling down to here. So one of us parked here, picks up the other, we put everything in the one car, travel to Aldwark, park up there, paddle all the way to here, put the stuff in the car, and then shuttle back, pick up the other car. And that should be quite fun, because everything would be downstream. This is actually quite pleasant. Now this river can get quite choppy, and it is higher at the moment, as you've seen from the footage at Bishopthorpe. So the current will be a little bit stronger at the moment. And when there are other boats on it, moving around, it does get quite choppy. Which is one of the reasons why I quite like an early paddle. Because everybody's still in bed, especially on a Sunday morning. Can you see that willow coming into leaf? It looks lovely with that kind of pale green. Got our first swan of the day over there. I thought he was going to come towards me and get a bit nasty. Oh, he is. Bit of a weird one, he's got very grey wings. Could be forgiven for thinking he'd mated with a grey-lag goose or a Canadian goose. I'll tell you what, after yesterday's 10-miler on Selby Canal, back to my shoulders are certainly feeling it a bit today. Probably a good idea just to make today a pleasure paddle. One of the things I love about this, being on the water, is seeing the world from a different perspective. But also I quite like seeing different aspects of the Ouse too. What that structure is over there. We'll come back on that side and have a closer look. I'm currently following the river rules and sticking to the right. There's a caravan park up ahead. Bit of a oncoming breeze. I don't know whether the microphone's picking that up. If it is, I apologise. Both the camera and the sound recorder do have dead cats and wind mufflers on, but everything has its limitations. So behind that green boat there's the Ship Inn, and I drove around that on the way here. Incidentally, the reason why I didn't paddle in the other direction is directly down from Acaster. There is a weir and a lock. So it would seem pointless putting in there and then having to portage the boat immediately. But then, I do like to paddle upriver first, whenever possible, because then you get the more pleasurable paddle on the way back when you're a bit more tired, because you're assisted by the current. And today I think I might be assisted by a little breeze too. Cool. There are quite a lot of moored boats. I can see somebody else in a craft, in a canoe or something. I don't think you'll be able to see it yet. Morning. Nice morning for a paddle.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Nice and still.
No wind is always good, right?
Yeah, sorry?
No wind is always good.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit of a breeze coming this way, isn't there? So it's in your favour at the moment. I do find there tends to be a nice, like, little community aspect amongst paddlers on the water. Danger, not safe. Now, if I'm not mistaken, up ahead on the right there, that's Naburn, and that's as far down as I've paddled from Bishopthorpe before. making quite a wash with this craft. Never done that in one of the other inflatables. Gotta admit, I do love this kayak. I wonder what that building is. One of the fabulous things I love about this boat is, unlike the other inflatables, when I stop, I'll show you what I mean. So when I flip the camera around, obviously I stop paddling and this still keeps gliding, which means you're not doing a standing start. The other ones have so much drag on them that whenever you stop to do anything, the boat stops and then you're having to do a standing start again. So, okay, I'll show you what I mean. Are you ready? So, stop paddling, change the camera. Sorry for the squeak, I edit those out incidentally, just as the camera moves on the tripod. But you see what I mean, the boat kept moving and this is against the current. Brilliant. Yes, so this is Naburn on the right hand side. Looks like somebody's making a new mooring, floating mooring there. Some other little cruisers and boats, live on boats. So that landing that you can see there, that comes down from Naburn. It's a private landing, which seems a little bit of a shame because it'd be a good launch point. I have used it before, only for putting some air in one of my boats when it looks a bit sticky, a bit soft. And there's another landing over there. And there's like a little lane that goes all the way around and joins the main road. And it's an access point, I believe, for all these boats. I did wonder if I might launch there, but looking at how muddy it is, I'm glad I haven't. Must be great to live somewhere where you've got your own mooring and have a boat parked right outside your house. I bet they go for some money. Now the astute of you might have observed, let me start that one again. The astute of you might have observed that I'm a bit more in the middle of the river at the moment. And there's a reason for that. With the current being stronger, on the outside edges, that's where the current is even stronger as the water whips round. Whereas on the innerst part, it's not quite as strong. So I've just moved a little bit more towards the middle. But thankfully, I'm not having to worry about any boat traffic. Because most sensible people are in bed at this time on a Sunday morning. See that mooring with a bench on it? Nice. So on the right hand side here, we're approaching York Marina at Naburn. Some friends of mine have a wide beam moored in here, I believe, or maybe even on the water itself, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see them. But I don't think so. I think that's highly unlikely. There's the fuel pontoon. Another one with a bench on there. Just going to big myself up a second. That's my homemade splash skirt riser. Not bad, huh? Some relatively large cruisers there. Not sure if you can see them, but there's a... What do you call more than one swan? Like you get a gaggle of geese. There are a multiple of swans. Nice wide beam. Is it wide? No, it's not as wide, is it? Wife and Riley. These days are... Did you sing it? A little bit breezier here. I think you can probably tell from the water it's just a little bit choppier, but it's not bad. Now, what to do about these swans? Do I go to the left of them or to the right of them? That one at the back certainly keeping an eye on me. I think I'll wide berth them. And in there you've got the more private marina. They don't seem overly bothered by me. In fact, one of them's even done the right thing and turned round. Ooh, drama. They really just don't look like they should be able to take off from water, do they? Come on, mate. I'm trying my best to go around you. Your pals have dropped behind. Stop flying ahead of me. Jesus. I think he thinks I'm stalking him. Anyway. Oh, fuck's sake. The reason I was swearing is that swan just keeps flying ahead instead of going round. As you can see, I am right on the left hand side here. Look. You're expending an awful lot of energy. Instead of just turning round. Might be able to do it. I'm almost past him. No. Tell you what, I give up. I'm going back over, I'm going behind him. If he's going to be stupid, I am going to chase him. Maybe he'll just fly off. On the plus side, something interesting to see on the video, isn't it? Oh, now he's turned. No, don't turn back that way. Ah, he's turned round. Finally. Now I believe this up ahead is an old rail bridge. Can you see that wonderful sculpture on top? Of a man and a dog, and he's fishing. How cool is that? Pretty awesome actually, isn't it? I believe this is a yacht club over here on the left. Naburn Railway Bridge. I think I can hear a woodpecker again. Did you hear that? Look how quiet it is here. And still. Did you hear it? It's in one of those trees behind me, I think. See these jetties over here? I might actually pull over and cook breakfast on one of those on the way back. This is just lovely. I'm really not sure what this is all about. Looks a bit like Steptoe's boatyard. Oh boy. Something smells good. I can smell somebody's stove on. Leeds United. They've got fans everywhere, haven't they? Look at that one called Wanderer. That's more of a yacht, isn't it? Lots of buds coming out. Just give a little shout out to Brad and Mart. Brad, who has changed his name, his YouTube name, to more than just a cleaner's #1 fan and proven. And then Mart, who often comments on my videos, especially the kayaking ones, where he complains if there's no ducks. Swans today, Mart, it's been swans. I hope that's been acceptable. You see that blackbird? Plucky little monkey. I wonder where that outlet's from. There's some ducks there, Mart, hiding in the branches. Can you see them? These are nice liverboards, aren't they? That one with all the plants on. But what these tell me is we're not far from Bishopthorpe. Yeah, I can see Bishopthorpe Palace just coming into view. That's a hell of a boat, isn't it? Duck smart, look. Right, so up ahead there, that imposing looking building is Bishopthorpe Palace, and that's where the Archbishop of York resides. It all looks very affluent, doesn't it? So that bit there, that's where I kind of looked down this morning, because there's normally a concrete jetty clearly in view, which would be a good put-out point, good launch point, but it's too muddy today. I don't know how much further to go, to be honest. The battery needs changing in this one. Is that another woodpecker? So what I might do is I'm going to sit and drift, have a coffee, change batteries over, that kind of stuff. Oh, cheers. There's a boat here. I'm drifting into this boat. Here we go. I've just crashed. So it's just gone 8. Sheesh, I've only been paddling for an hour or so and I've done 2.34 miles according to this. Not bad considering it's upstream. Right, I am suitably refreshed after a couple of cups of coffee. I've decided, why the heck not go a little bit further? I mean, what I do find impressive is So just over an hour, and I've done 2.34 miles. And during all that time of doing that 2.34 miles, every time that you've seen the camera change, that means I've stopped paddling. So if I was to carry on paddling and not do any changes, I would probably be about 3 miles an hour, I think, just shy of, and that's upstream. Let's have a look at some hypocritical affluents. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an impressive looking structure. But hell, it is hypocritical, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's better. Trees and stuff. Up ahead in the distance there is the A64 Road Bridge. Current feels a little bit stronger here, which is weird considering the river's opened up. It's a bit more of a pull. However, I am on the outside of a bend. Considerably noisier here with road traffic. Is it just me that finds bridges fascinating structures? Please tell me it's not just me. I'm going to head round. See that big support on the right hand side? I'm going to head round that. Traffic. And then I'm going to do a U-turn and start paddling back. And then I'm going to pull up on one of those nice little jetties that I saw. Check them out. I think they should be all right for getting out on and cooking some breakfast. Just drifting at the minute with the current. There you go, signed. A64 Road Bridge. Is anybody else intrigued by the mesh bit in the middle? It's funny because when you drive along this, you don't realise it's actually two separate bridges for each of the carriageways. And look at the size of those. Good to know for when you're driving on them, right? I'm definitely getting the urge for some breakfast. Let's go! Geronimo! It's the easy bit now. Wind behind me. Well, I say wind. Gentle breeze behind me. And the current in my favour. And I've been looking at these trees on the riverbank and the amount that have fallen in, and it's amazing how many of them have very exposed root structures where the river, right, here's a prime example. Let's just go and have a quick look at this. I think you can see coming into view just how exposed the root structures are to that tree just here, look. Which is making it very unstable. And so there's no wonder so many of them end up like this. All it would take is a strong wind to bring quite a lot of these down. I wonder how many years it'll be before these ones here have their roots exposed as the river, especially when in flood, takes away more of the earth surrounding their roots. Here we have Bishopthorpe Palace coming into view again. Should we give him a wave? I don't know what this is going to come out like on the camera, but I think it looks great down there with the sun on the river reflecting on the boats. That's a nice looking narrow boat. This one looks old. Looks like it was previously quite industrial. Looking at a couple of these, maybe I should start offering a boat cleaning service. Somebody approaching me in a Canadian. Morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? How are you finding the canoe technique working going upriver?
Sorry?
How do you find the canoe technique, you know, the paddle twist? How do you find that working upriver? Yeah? Hello?
Nice boat.
Yeah, it's alright actually. Does the job.
Yeah.
There's a lovely little spaniel in there, itching to get across and say hello. There's an old workhorse of a boat, isn't there? Wow. Wonder what that was used for. Look at those cogs and stuff. Here's that yacht again from a different perspective. Nice little boathouse there. A lot of canoes here and kayaks. I wonder if it's some kind of club. Steptoe's area again. Some hard shell canoers over there. Kayakers, sorry. Morning. Wait for the camera. How are you doing?
Not too bad, you?
Yeah, it's a lovely morning, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I put out about 7 o'clock from Acaster.
Is that where you dropped in?
Yeah, because I was going to drop in at Bish,
Right.
you know, at landing at Ferry Lane,
Yeah.
but it's just too muddy
Yeah.
at the moment because the river's still quite high, isn't it?
With you, yeah.
You know.
We're getting at Naburn.
Oh, you got any Naburn?
Naburn Loft there. I don't know if you've ever dropped in there.
No.
It's really nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's well worth dropping in.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Because I didn't know how easy that was.
It's easy, yeah.
Is it?
We've always dropped, well, Andy lives on the river, but we've dropped in, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good, mate.
Oh, okay, I might have to try that at some point.
Yeah, it is.
Because what?
What type of boat's that?
It's just a drop stitch inflatable.
It's inflatable, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty rigid.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty good. I mean, I've had the standard inflatables, you know, with the big chambers and stuff.
Yeah, with you.
But this just moves, you know, so much better.
Yeah.
You know, it just glides a lot better. I've got a big tandem one, a big two-person one as well, and I'm not kidding. That is just so stable on the water. But this one's just hard. That one's just harder as a solo paddle.
Yeah.
You know,
If you're on your own.
if you're on your own, it's a bugger.
Yeah.
And also, it's so damn wide that you can't. I mean, this is a 250 paddle. And even with this one, and I bought this one to try with the big one,
Yeah.
but even then you end up cocking the paddle so much, you just end up with water everywhere.
Full of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you.
especially with them being open topped.
Yeah, you end up with it all on top of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got your waterproofs on,
Yeah, but well, this one's not so bad. I mean, I only put these on just for, just I've been practicing my technique to try and keep the water out. Just trying to change it a little bit, as you do. Just playing around with it. But yeah, it's not so bad. I'm pretty dry today.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, current's good, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've been on it when it's been up here and it's been tough going.
Yeah.
Really tough.
Yeah. I've got the easy bit now.
But tough going alright going back.
Yeah.
Hard going that way.
It is. But at least that's the way you want to go first, isn't it?
Yeah, too right.
Make it easy going back.
Exactly.
Unless the wind's against you and then it's like, bugger.
Hard load. No, it's right. Yeah,
Right, catch that. I'm going to pull up on one of these jetties and cook breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
I have. I've got it all in the back there.
Oh, too right. Brilliant.
All right, I'll catch you in a bit, gents.
Have you got enough for 4 people?
Unfortunately not.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, and you. Have fun. Yeah, likewise.
All the best.
Now that one. That looks like it could be the one. It's a little bit higher. It's been out of the water a bit more. And there's no mud on it. And if I park it away from these, I should be able to... You what, sorry?
Ideal for you to play.
Oh, it's spot on. It is, yeah. You're not wrong. Oh, look at that. Right. Well, I've just disembarked here. Found a nice little place to park. Got the stuff out. And I'm going to cook breakfast. The only question is, am I going to do it on the bank or on the jetty? Right. Let's cook some breakfast. Hot toasted sandwiches by the river on a lovely day. Does life really get any better? I don't think so. Quick question for you. Are you a twegger? It's a simple question. Are you a twegger? You either like one egg in your sandwich or 2 eggs. I'm a twegger. Well, after that absolutely smashing breakfast, I'm back on the water, as you can see, and it's time to start heading back. Let's have a look at this bridge from a different angle, eh? There's quite a lot more people out and about now on the riverbanks walking. And why wouldn't you on this lovely Sunday morning? Maybe I should get an anchor. Some might say I already am one that begins with a W. Looks like somebody's getting their cruiser ready to go for a cruise. Morning. Wonder if any of those properties are ever at real risk of flooding. I hope that isn't that bloody awkward swan again. No, that one looks more sensible. I think we've got a hopeful duck there. It was swimming towards me. Maybe it thought I had bread. Ducks, Mart, ducks. There really is some heat in that sun today. I think it was only supposed to get to about 15 degrees, but it feels warmer, which is pretty impressive for March. A few grey lags over there, bobbing around on the water. We've got Acaster Malbis, the edge of it anyway, coming up now, which means we're not too far from where I launched. Right, we've got a couple of cyclists up here, sat on one of the moorings, having a bite to eat. Morning. I'm alright, yeah, you? It's beautiful. I've been out since about 7. Yeah, best time to do it. Nice and quiet. Do you remember on the way out, and I said, I wonder what that structure is. Well, there it is. A bit closer up. I said we'd pass it on the way back, didn't I? These look like work boats for the River Authority. That's quite a formidable looking barrier in front of that bungalow. I wonder if they've had issues with their land dropping into the river. Looks like there might be similar issues here. Hey, well, I'm just about to pull in. This is going to sound weird. I'm just about to pull in where I put out. And that's the end of today's little trip, little adventure. Hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed myself this morning. It's been nice and relaxing. Good breakfast. The river conditions have just been superb. And yeah, it's been really lovely. Really nice place to launch this Acaster Malbis. So yeah, if you've liked this, please give the video a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's up to you. And if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please subscribe. It does help. It costs you nothing, and it just means that when you open up YouTube, you just get a notification to say that I might have uploaded something that you might want to watch. Who knows? Anyway, here I am. I will see you next time.